Dear friends, welcome to yet another installment of Strategic Power. In today's video, we will talk about the significant increase in aggressive Chinese activity towards Taiwan in the first month of 2024. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, do so now and turn on the notification bell to stay up to date with the news. According to data gathered by Taiwan's Ministry of Defense, January 2024 saw the highest number of aggressive naval and aerial movements and approaches by China towards Taiwanese territory. During this period, the Chinese sent 301 aircraft, 136 ships, and 57 spy balloons, resulting in 58 violations of the island's Air Defense Identification Zone, ADIZZ. In addition, several Chinese vessels and aircraft crossed the median line, a line in the Taiwan Strait that separates the island from mainland China. These maneuvers and approaches not only increase tension in Taiwan, but also serve a crucial purpose in China's invasion plans. Every time a Chinese plane is detected by Taiwan's radars approaching, the island's air force is forced to scramble fighter jets and activate other longer-range, more precise radars. This reveals to the Chinese the exact location of the island's radar stations and the entire emergency response scheme, information that is crucial to China's invasion plan. The record number of aggressive maneuvers by China against Taiwan in January can be partly attributed to the election of Lai Ching-te as president of Taiwan in the January 13th elections. Lai Ching-te, who is currently vice president under Tsai Ing-wen, will take office following the same pro-independence policy line as Tsai. This was clearly expressed in his victory speech, where he stated that the victory represents the desire of the people of Taiwan to maintain the island as a distinct entity on the world stage. In addition, Lai Ching-te's vice president, William Lai, currently serves as Taiwan's envoy to the United States, maintaining strong connections with Washington and the Pentagon. The election of a leader who promises to continue the policy of Taiwan's independence, together with a vice president with deep ties to the United States, was reason enough to deeply irritate Xi Jinping's China. Beijing issued an official statement after the election results were announced, reiterating its position that Taiwan is part of China and that the election does not change China's goals or its one China policy. This doctrine states that there is only one China in the world and that this China is mainland China with the right of sovereignty over Taiwan. The election of Lai Ching-te reflects the strong support of Taiwanese society for the island's sovereignty and independence, especially at a time when many countries have stopped recognizing Taiwan as an independent nation. To understand the critical importance of the issue of Taiwan's sovereignty and independence, we need to go back to 1971, when the Republic of China, Taiwan's official name, was expelled from the UN, allowing the entry of Mao Zedong's People's Republic of China. However, the final blow to the issue of Taiwan's sovereignty came in the late 1970s, with President Jimmy Carter ceasing to recognize Taiwan as an independent country, only recognizing mainland China. Carter hoped to take advantage of the rivalry between China and the Soviet Union. Since the 1960s, there had been growing tension between the Chinese and the Soviets, and in 1969, the two countries almost went to war over border issues. By diplomatically recognizing China and ceasing to recognize Taiwan, Jimmy Carter drew closer to Beijing, further isolating Moscow. As part of this process, the United States withdrew all the thousands of troops and deactivated the bases that operated on the island, leaving it vulnerable. However, in parallel, Congress passed a law requiring the United States to provide Taiwan with all necessary means to maintain its sovereignty and freedom, including weapons and ammunition, inaugurating what the Chinese know as strategic ambiguity. In short, the United States diplomatically recognizes only China and has officially adopted Beijing's One China policy. However, by law, they are required to provide Taiwan with all the resources necessary for its defense. It is through this strategic ambiguity that Taiwan has armed itself with advanced defensive systems in recent decades, while developing important local projects to prevent a possible Chinese invasion, such as anti-aircraft and anti-ship missiles. Looking at the map, it is evident that a Chinese invasion attempt in Taiwan would be extremely difficult. The island is almost 200 kilometers away from mainland China, which means the Chinese would have to cross over 200 kilometers of sea before reaching the island's beaches or interior. At that point, they would face the thousands of missiles that Taiwan has stockpiled over the past few decades. In addition, a Chinese invasion would require the deployment of hundreds of thousands of soldiers, eliminating any possibility of surprise. To transport so many soldiers across the sea and through the air to Taiwan, China would have to mobilize hundreds of aircraft and thousands of boats, which would not go unnoticed by the radars and spies of the United States, who constantly provide information to Taiwan. This is why China is trying to use the diplomatic route to annex Taiwan, but this approach has been seriously undermined by the election of a leader committed to the island's sovereignty and independence. In addition, President Biden's promises to send American troops to support Taiwan's defense in the event of an attack further increased tensions. So the first month of 2024 has already begun as the most tense and intense between China and Taiwan. We thank you for following our analysis dedicated to this topic. Share your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to subscribe to receive more content on this topic. Also explore our other videos discussing the events that are shaping our history. See you in the next video.